Well, I just fed these fish. Crawdads kind of just eat whatever, bits and pieces. Little fish over there. Same thing, he eats bits and pieces. And then I have these two black bullhead catfish that are arguing over a chunk of worm I put in there. But I caught those out of the creek a month ago and they're doing good. See if I can't grow them up a little bit. And then I have this tank, which has changed a lot since last time y'all have seen it. So now I got this bad boy living in there. And it's my pet crawfish. Yep. Actually need to feed him today too. And here is Whiskey. He's right there. He's almost doubled in size since the last video. He eats like a freaking monster. He doesn't eat out of my hand just yet. But I haven't exactly been trying to get him to. I just kind of drop bits and pieces of food in there for him, and that's what we do. Wondering why this doesn't have an aerator, just because that cat broke one of them. So I rotate this aerator like around midday. At noon, I'll put it in here with him, and then before I go to bed, I'll put it back in there because it is a bigger tank and stuff. Actually, yeah, that's how I do it. That was only one fish in there. There's 3 fish and 2 crawdads in there. Yep. And then, if you'll ignore the mess of this shop, because it is a messy shop, we can come on over here. That's Echo. My mom's dog, and that's my mom's other dog. I don't have a dog, apparently. Yeah, the tank was right here with all this other junk. But then, my mother ended up telling me I had to move it because she said it smelled funny and the mosquitoes were getting bad. And I'm not gonna lie, the mosquitoes were getting kind of bad. But I fixed that though, because I got fish that eat mosquitoes. But yeah. This is my new 250, 300 gallon tank. Ignore the dead fish. They're in there for that big black bullhead I have. Yeah, there's 2 bluegill in here. That big black bullhead catfish. And then there's the largemouth bass. And then there's like miscellaneous smaller bluegill and green sunfish and stuff in here with some shiner for the bass. And then in this one, if you'll give me just a second, I have more fish. Now, if I remember correctly, that one I do. That is a black bullhead catfish that I caught yesterday. Though that pond, if you're wondering why I have so many black bullheads, the pond where I like to fish is completely full of them. That and they're a really easy fish to keep. They'll eat just about anything. Whiskey is not a black bullhead. He is a channel catfish that I caught at a different location that I'm not allowed to talk about. There is also a smaller largemouth bass in here. And like I said, miscellaneous shiner and stuff like that for him to eat. I think that bass just ate right in front of me. I didn't get it on camera. Yeah, there's other little tiny shiner and little fish in here and stuff. There's also 1 green sunfish. That's not a bad size. And then there's 2 red ear bluegill sunfish things. I'm not completely sure what their name is all the way, but I know they are called red ears. But let's see if I can't get one of these bad boys to eat. First, I'm gonna pull out my sneaky skills. I'm gonna try to catch. Oh, missed. Didn't miss. Just kind of. Heck yeah. Wasn't even the bass. That was the little sunfish. So out of all of these fish, I haven't named the sunfish. That's just typically because of the bluegill or the sunfish, and that's just because usually I use the bluegill for like bait reasons. These two I think have really pretty colors and look nice, so I probably won't use them. But if you see any other, and the red ears and the sunfish in here, the 2 red ears, the 1 sunfish, and the 2 bluegill in here probably won't become bait, just because I like them. But yeah, I haven't named the bluegills yet, so if any of you have any ideas, comment. But the big black bullhead in here is called Hoss. That's because, like I said, he'll eat just about anything. That big bass, his name is Grasshopper, because he usually will absolutely destroy a grasshopper for me. But when I get the camera out, he won't. And then over here, that catfish, I haven't named. So, I mean, if you have any ideas, drop a comment. The bass, his name's Crunch. And it's because he likes crawdads, actually. He likes to, so I have bigger crawdads and stuff in here that he can't eat. My hand just got all up in there. Yeah, I have bigger crawdads and stuff in here that he can't eat because they help keep the tank cleaner and everything like that. But then I call him, I like put small crawdads and stuff in here I catch out of the creek for him to eat. But yeah, there's miscellaneous shiner. Whatever it's too big for him to eat will probably become bait. I actually don't know what's hiding in this hole. Oh, that would be the green sunfish. I haven't seen you in a minute. You usually hide from me. Oh, yeah. Now, I have to get like a liner or something for this one because there is that big crack right there. But so far, the mosquitoes have just been like fucking around in here. That was a bad word. I'm not supposed to say that. But anyway, they've just been jacking around in here. We're reproducing. So what I've done is I put 2 or 3 little baby, what's it called? Yeah, 2 or 3 little baby bluegills and stuff. And like, I'm already noticing a major difference in mosquitoes. Like the water was moving with mosquitoes yesterday, or 2 days ago, and now it's not. There's a dead scorpion in there. A dead scorpion in here. That's crazy. I mean, they're here all the time, but you never see any dead ones. You're the one who deads them. But yeah, so far that's all of my fish. Might be doing a water change on this tank later, but so far that one's actually staying really clear. Let's see if that bass will eat real quick for whoever decides to watch this. Alright, again, ignore the mess. I live on a ranch where my father's obsessed with everything. I missed that one. That was more or less a skill issue. Okay, I caught that one. Alright, we're gonna see what this one does. Nothing. Not even slightly interested. Crunch. They usually do really good for me. You're not out of the woods yet, Mr. Grasshopper. Still gotta go in there. Wow, the sunfish again. Wasn't even the bass. Bass might have loaded up on shiner. I did feed him quite a bit yesterday. And these shiner just don't want to live. So I'm just gonna toss them in there. But yeah, I need to order a liner or like another waterproof tarp thing. I mean, this tarp I got from my grandparents because they said they weren't using it for anything. And I asked if they had it, and they're like, yeah, sure. So they let me have it, and I decided I was gonna put it in this one. And, you know, put the bass and the catfish in a bigger home. That catfish I've had for a while now. I think I've had him for, what do you think? Caught him the beginning of summer. But I've had him for almost 2 months-ish. Yeah, 2 months. 2 months. Sounds accurate. And then that bass. Wow, that bass I've had for a long time. I think I've had him for almost 2 years. I just keep him over the winters and stuff while I wait for Crunch to grow. Or that was at least the plan. You know, just kind of cut them back once the winter gets bad. And then whenever everything starts to warm back up, go catch another bass. And I'll just jack with that while I wait on Crunch. But actually, I've kind of gotten attached to it. It's really cool. He eats out of my hand sometimes, not very often. Like when I get shiner and stuff in. When I go cast net for a bit, catfishing, and if I have any leftover shiner that I catch, I'll give them to him. My lord, he'll destroy it. There's like, I've been a couple of times where he got my finger instead of the fish. But yeah, I just, like, if people who are watching this thinking that I sound stupid, that's your opinion. I'm working with what I got. Yeah, I don't have any aerators or filters or anything like that, but that's partly why I keep the water so high. Because I don't know if you can tell, but the water is moving. Like, the wind does help with the aeration. And this one, we're doing a water change today. It's kind of why it's low. Drained half of it yesterday, and I'm gonna drain the other half today. I might turn that into a short later. I don't know, or some kind of video. But yeah, I'm working the best with what I got because I don't exactly have all the money. And actually today, I think I planned on, what I want to do, I'm gonna set a cinder block or two in here. I'm gonna set a bucket on top of it, and I'm gonna put like some kind of filtrating plant of some kind in here. I'm not sure what just yet, because the only pond I really have something like that grows in is my front pond. My front pond is kind of scary. So, I mean, my front pond has some Kager bass in it. Me and Mom, for the pond that it is, it's really small, but me and Mom have both caught some big bass out of there. Like, my PB bass is out of that pond, and I fish in lakes and everything all the time. Yeah, look right there. There's a little bluegill. Now that's his food. What I would absolutely love to catch is a gar for this tank. Not like a big one or nothing. Like, I think one that would be like the body length of that bass would be great. Not counting the fin or the nose. Because then, like, he's not big enough to eat anything I have in here that I would like to keep and not see dead. He's not big enough to do that. But then at the same time, he's big enough to where that bass and that catfish won't bully him. And this bass is kind of a butthole, I'm not gonna lie. He's bullied plenty of fish. I had 2 catfish in here for a long time. I had him and another smaller black bullhead I had, and he ended up just like bullying the other one so bad. And at the time I couldn't like keep him, so what I done is I just stuck him in a really small tank, and I kept him for a couple weeks. You know, like feeding him, keeping him by himself so he'd heal up. Once he was fit, once he was doing really good, I went and put him back in the pond. I really don't know how he done after that, but as far as I know, he was doing good. He was doing really good when I put him back. He was eating and everything. So far, I only have 1 catfish that'll really eat. I have 2 catfish that'll really eat in front of me. And it's obviously not that one I caught from yesterday, and that one not so much. He just kind of sits there. But catfish are my absolute favorite to keep. They are cool creatures, by far. This is a big bluegill. Sucker weighs like 3 freaking pounds. Not actually, he's like 1.5, 2. He's a big sunfish. Sunfish, bluegill. Sorry, I keep like misidentifying. Gosh, you're not gonna eat for me today? Like I said, he got pretty full yesterday. Oh, that was the bass, he just didn't get it. See if the bluegill takes it. Come on, bluegill. So yeah, if you guys want to name the bluegill, drop some names. If you guys want to name this catfish and the red ears, one red ear is a lot bigger than the other, so I will be able to distinguish the difference. If you guys want to name those, go for it. Bass is already named in this tank. Bass and catfish are already named in that tank. The inside tanks, those 2 catfish and that 1 little sunfish aren't named. Those 2 crawdads aren't named. To be fair, I don't know if I'm keeping any of those 5 critters, but I kind of just caught them to have them. I wasn't trying to catch the catfish. I was actually trying to catch crawdads for these tanks, and the catfish are in there with them. And then that big crawdad's named, and obviously Whiskey. Whiskey's basically the mascot. He's my favorite fish. He is by far my favorite. Don't get me wrong. That catfish right there is probably a close second, just because of how cool he is. But yeah, I've rambled on about random fish things now for like 15 minutes, so see what kind of a little video I can make with it. See y'all later.